Alright, what's up? You're watching KI Motorsports, and I'm going to do the rear shocks, lowering springs, lower control arm relocation brackets, and adjustable panhard. I already took the wheels off, that's step one. And now I'm going to go on the interior and flip the seats down and pull the carpet up to get to the nuts on top of the shocks. Alright, I got the seats folded down. You should just be able to pull the carpet up. But I've seen people that have the quiet interior package and it's too stiff to do that, so I guess we'll find out which one I have. So the carpet's pulled up, and then over the shocks you'll have pieces of foam. And they'll be stuck down, you just gotta pull them out. That'll reveal your shock. It's got a nut, and same thing, you can hold it with an adjustable wrench and loosen the nut. So, I'll do that. And come back. Alright, the nut on the back shocks is a 5/8. And make sure to take off the bushing in the plate. I assume that new shocks all come with the new bushing, but I know mine did for sure, so I'm going to replace these. I'm just going to do the other side, and then I'll come under the car and show you all that. I got the driver's side off, so now it's time to move under the car. Alright, now down here, I take off the sway bar end link, the shock bottom mount, and then the lower control arm over here, and the panhard right there. And I'm taking off the lower control arm because I'm going to put on a relocation bracket that drops it down farther and makes the geometry better for a lowered car. So first thing I'll do is the sway bar. Alright, well this ended up being a huge ordeal. I snapped off this sway bar end link. I haven't done the other side yet. I'll probably do the same thing over there. And then the lower control arm bolt does not want to come out of the bushing. And I think the only way I'm going to be able to get that bolt out is to cut up the control arm and ruin it. So I got a set coming from Founders. So I guess the video after this one will be the lower control arm relocation kit, and then the tubular lower control arms from Founders. Which pretty much means everything but the sway bar mounts, or the sway bar bushings in here, will be new in the back. So, I'll take you around to the other side, and we'll go through it over there. Alright, well I haven't touched this side yet, so I'm going to pop the panhard off. Do my best to get that shock off. I might have to get violent with it like I did with the other side. Then I'm not going to touch the control arm. And then once all that's undone and I get the end link off, I'll lower the axle, these springs will pop right out, and I'll put the new stuff in. Alright, I got the sway bar end link off, sway bar is sagging down, the shock is out, and the panhard's off. So the next thing I'm going to do is lower the axle down far enough to pop the springs out, and then I'll put the old weight jacks in and we'll be set. Alright, I got it down far enough that I should just be able to pop these springs off. Yep. Now I'll grab the new ones and throw them in. Alright, so the rear, there's two different, I don't know, it just fell. On the rear there's two different bottom parts. This angled one goes on the driver's side, and this one goes on the passenger side. Alright, I just set this one up in there, and the isolator's on top from the original springs that didn't fall out. So now I'll go over to the driver's side and show you that one. The isolator did fall down, that's what that sound was. It looks fairly decent, so I'll still use it. So I'm gonna throw this thing in here, and it'll only sit where the angled part is against an opening down in there. So that's both springs in. I already have the shock in on the other side. I'm going to throw the shock in this side and then lift it back up. That should be alright. And just for now, since I don't know how it's going to feel, I'm going to set these to 4. And I have the front set to 2. There's only 4 levels on the front and there's 8 on the back. I don't know why, it's probably for drag race people. So now I'm going to jack the rear back up and get the shocks up through the holes. So I'm going to clean up my hands because I got to get inside, and then I'll put the nuts on the top side. Alright, we're back inside. I'm going to throw the bushing on, the cap, and then these KYBs come with 2 nuts, a thick one and a thin one. And the thin one's a jam nut for to keep that locked in. Same thing, just use the adjustable on the top. These are 9/16, so they're smaller than the factory ones. Now I'll go do the same thing on the other side. It's not going anywhere. Now I'm going to throw the foam chunks back in. Not going to glue them, but I am going to put them there. I'll shove the carpet back in best I can. Well, it's not the best. I'm sure people have done it worse. Now I just got to get the sway bar figured out and go from there. Yep, it's about 5 a.m. and that was an absolute ordeal on the rear. I got everything in. I'm going to have to do another video for the lower control arm garbage. But I don't know if you can even see anything. It's so dark. But I'll start it up and give you a quick walk around. I just took it for a test drive and it scrapes a lot. I'll show you why it scrapes so much. Can you see that? Oh yeah. The air dam is like a 1/4 inch off the ground. This scrapes when I barely touch the brakes, let alone slam them, so definitely gonna have to come up a little bit. And I mean, it is tucking tire and I can't even fit my fingers in there, so we're kind of stance nation right now. The back's pretty high, but I think because these are longer springs, it'll settle quite a bit. When the front comes up, it'll kind of even it out. So, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, you know, come back for more. On the test drive, it might be too low, but it handled great on these KYBs and these ground control weight jacks. So once I raise it up, I'll get a couple of videos of raging it on some closed courses because I am a professional driver, of course. So I'll catch you in the next one.